All right, drawing the opening hands, have those beautiful sleeves that all the teams had to change into. I do like those Snake Eye Flamebird sleeves there on the extra deck from Kamal from one of the YCS J's.
Yeah, those are beautiful.
They also have a game mat that looks awesome. And Kamal starting off with Snake Eye Ash, immediately met by Ash Blossom from Pack. Not even having to think about it. And it's going to stop him for the turn.
Wow, Ash Blossom is not necessarily the best hand interaction against the Snake Eye strategy, but here it is sufficient enough to stop his turn.
All right, Diabellstar is going to send Poplar to the graveyard and try to activate the effect. It's very shiny cards here from Pack. Everything, oh my eyes, so many QC secret rares.
How many in a row can he play? So far he's at 3.
All right, it's going to be met by Infinite Impermanence on the Diabellstar. That's what you want to hit so he doesn't have original.
It's going in your hand.
But Pack has Oak targeting the Poplar, met by another Infinite Impermanence here from Kamal.
These players are just trading back and forth, and their pace of play, I mean, something to really marvel at.
They've probably played against each other a million times. They know how they play. This is just another practice round for them, essentially. And now it looks like Original is going to send Ash Blossom to summon Ash, and that's met by Effect Veiler. But now Pack has 3 monsters on the field, so he's going to be able to still advance his strategy despite all the effect negation here.
Well, Kamal opening Effect Veiler and 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence plus an Ash. If he was able to actually resolve his Ash uninterrupted, he would have been really pleased with the backup defensive cards he had at his disposal.
That is very true. And it always feels bad when you negate the Diabellstar effect, and then they just have the original as well.
Yeah, things not lining up really well.
I said 2 pass, and he went Witch. I imprinted.
Enter battle phase.
Sure.
Black Witch attack.
Kamal was giving them a quick rundown on everything that happened in his game so far.
You at 63. I'll attack with Oak and I'll attack with Snake Eye Ash. That'll be another 17.
So 34.
That'll be 34 in total. That'll put you at 46. Yep.
Kamal,
this is great.
Main phase 2.
The way these players are talking about the math, it's critical. There's going to be no mistakes if you're very decisive to make sure the life points are correct.
Oh yeah, anytime there's a change in life points, you want to be clear and have each other on the same page.
Pass.
He's going to make IP Masquerena that can go into an SP Little Knight here in Kamal's turn. Kamal drawing 2 cards in hand, I believe. Bonfire's a good one.
Sure.
Bonfire's going to let him add a level 1 Pyro from the deck to the hand. It's out of Maze of Millennia.
Presumably that's the card that he drew for the turn?
I think so, because yeah, otherwise he would have definitely used that with Ash to grab Poplar or something like that. But he's going to go and grab Snake Eye Oak.
No one's on Snake Eye Oak effect. Target Ash.
If Pack doesn't have another, oh, he does have an effect negation in hand, and it's a cool one.
Sure.
I thought about using that card before because of Effect Veiler, Imperm, there's another monster that can negate effects, and it's Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill. Starlight rare.
Of course.
Of course. Every card in his field is so shiny.
And now he's going to go into SP to banish one of these 2. That way it shuts off Kamal from being able to use his extra deck to go into a Link monster.
Effect of SP Little Knight, I'm going to be targeting your Oak to banish it.
Yeah, this is an important one to banish because if you banish the Ash, it can actually just be brought back to the hand or field with the Oak later on in the game. So by banishing the Oak, you kind of shut off access to it.
Definitely. That's something very heads up. Every decision matters. It's very key to know all the interactions and what to go after to stop this very strong and powerful deck. I mean, as strong as the deck is, we're basically seeing like little monsters battle each other.
Effect of Original, and I will target.
But the pace of play is incredible.
You can tell these players are practiced at length the intricacies of the mirror match. And see, Pack, it didn't seem like he had a lot, but having the original Simple Spoils in the graveyard means that he can put back the Poplar and search his deck out for level 1, which is just enough follow-up here.
I activate Draw on Lockbird on resolution.
All right, Kamal does have a Draw on Lockbird. Looks like a collector's rare.
Resolves.
All right, no one's going to be adding from the deck to the hand the rest of the turn. Kamal just sitting on a Snake Eye Ash, not where he wants to be. It looks like Kamal is checking out his teammates to see how their games are going.
Interestingly enough, Kamal's graveyard doesn't actually have a fire or dark monster currently. You almost always assume by this point of the game the Charmers would be live, but in this case they're actually not.
Indeed the case. So he's going to normal summon Snake Eye Ash. No effect, thanks to Draw on Lockbird. Links into Promethean Princess, Bestower of the Flames, bring back Oak.
Snake Eye Ash.
Oak's going to summon Snake Eye Ash.
Effect of Oak, sack itself, and sack Snake Eye Ash.
Now it looks like he's going to go for Flamebird. Sure, yep, there it is. Snake Eye Flamebird's Dragon. And yep, Kamal has seen enough.
I got game 1.
All right. friends, now turned rivals, going into game number
Stand
2.
on it.
Yep.
Let's see if Kamal can get off to a better start. He's going to normal summon Poplar. Not a bad start, not Snake Eye Ash, but definitely can still get your engine going. Grabs original, so that would lead me to believe he doesn't have something like Diabell Star, because Poplar is able to add Snake Eye Speller Trap, so you can get original or Divine Temple of the Snake Eye, but the Diabell Star can only grab original.
It looks like there's no drone lockbird, which is good too for Kamal. So far this is way better than what we saw in that opening game.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yep, gonna link away into Link Karibo, Poplar to the Spell and Trap card zone.
Thing on cost.
Might want to send Link Karibo here, interesting.
Good.
Sending
Yeah.
Link Karibo gives him protection for level 1 effects later on in the turn. If Pack was holding an Effect Veiler, a Ghost Mourner, or an Infinite Impermanence.
Smart stuff, but does end up sending the Poplar to get more bodies on the field, and there is that Ghost Mourner.
Don't take any of his baits. You kill him anyways. There's nothing.
Look at Pack's able to play 2 games at once. It seems like. One thing about Ghost Mourner too is it's an attribute that doesn't line up against the Charmers.
The ones they're using, yeah, that is pretty nice. It fits in pretty well. I do like Ghost Mourner a lot. Now, it looks like a Link summon here with Snake Eye Ash and Link Karibo.
You'll go through 7200.
For SP Little Knight, that's not good.
SP target.
I mean, it's something, but this is not where Kamal wants to be down a game, that's for sure.
Taking a little bit of damage too from Ghost Mourner.
And we're only 10 minutes into this round, right? I love the pace of play here.
And he banished an Ash, so he's doing that so the players at home are aware. There's a couple reasons he does that. Number one, it shuts off access to Hida from Pack, and it also gives him a card to recycle through if he has Oak.
Smart stuff, things to take note of, and then the Snake Eye Ash is going to be met by Infinite Impermanence.
You don't want to leave it in the graveyard to necessarily let Flamebird actually take it out of the graveyard and put it in a spell and trap card zone too. So having it banished is the safest place for you to actually put your Ash.
Effect Populous to special.
Effective SP to.
All right, so Bonfire's going to add Poplar, and now Kamal's going to chain SP Little Knight to banish Snake Eye Ash
Perfect.
and itself. Now there's a Ghost Mourner here from Kamal. I wonder if these guys play together, both on Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill to negate Poplar.
That's fine.
That was a trend that I think we really established early on in day one, that players, after they've maxed out their Effect Veilers and Infinite
One for one.
Impermanences, would be going towards Ghost Mourner as an additional hand interruption for monster effects.
Definitely a good one. Now 1-for-1, discarding Nibiru, the Primal Being.
Oak effect target Snake Eye Ash.
That's fine.
And you just mentioned that Oak can summon from the banish, and it's going to here. It's going to summon Snake Eye Ash to the field.
This is in the middle column.
Yeah.
Okay. I just have to play around everything.
And Pack just said, I have to play around everything.
You're still in game 1?
Seems like an evergreen statement.
Definitely. Now it looks like a Link summon for
Poplar
Link
starting
Karibo. Poplar effect going to scale itself. Well,
Yeah,
it did put it in the pendulum zone, so it is kind of like it scaled it, but places itself in the spell and trap card zone.
I almost thought the name
Crystallize.
I was actually going to say that,
Snake Eye
Crystallize,
Ash.
because it reminds you of Crystal Beast.
Attacking itself and Poplar.
Yep.
I'm just glad that when I accidentally said scale there, he actually put it in the pendulum zone. So, but it is not scaling; it is placing it in the spell and trap card
We
zone.
don't have any Snake Eye Pendulum monsters yet.
Yet. Unless. Then you link away the Snake Eyes Flamer's Dragon and another Snake Eye monster for Nightmare Phoenix, which has risen in popularity in a lot of extra decks here for Snake Eyes.
Thinking.
Ooh, Ghost Bell.
All these defensive options, is it going to be enough to slow down Pack?
One in hand?
Yeah.
Sure. Thinking.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Pack wasn't able to build a chain link with Flamebird. He had to use it now simply as chain link 1, so Ghost Bell shuts that off.
So he can still go into Promethean Princess and then
that will
Amblo Whale at
be-
least.
Fine.
So that's the Bell resolve.
Promethean Princess.
Yeah.
Effect.
He was definitely going to, for a combo, he was going to be able to do 7,000 damage. Don't think he's going to be able to get there now, so he's going to be focusing on what kind of disruption he can have with Kamal only sitting on one card in hand.
Poplar.
I was about to say there was 2 options there. You can either go for Poplar or go for Link Karibo. We've seen a lot of players take Link Karibo out of the graveyard so that their infinite impermanences and effect failures can be used without
Enter the battle
resistance.
phase.
I'll
Attack,
take
attack.
57. I'm at 20.
That would be kind of smart. But it looks like he's going to get in there for 5,700, leaving Kamal with 1,500 life points.
This way, instead, he can poke it out of the spell and trap card for his own follow-up. But there's been some differing plays in terms of what you're going to utilize with Flame Birch.
Certainly, and what Pack has to keep in mind is that SP Little Knight is coming back to the field.
I'm thinking. You have one in hand?
So
Yes.
Kamal not starting with an empty board. Important turn here considering his options.
So he is fire locked because of the Promethean Princess. There's no Hida access.
What action? Hold on. So I have to commit to an action?
All right, so he's going to link summon away the princess and for Salmon Great Raging Phoenix.
Yeah, just get Raging Phoenix
That's
into
it.
rotation.
Yep.
And now
My oak got
Oh,
some.
yeah, you brought it back.
SP Little Knight comes back. The Oak has already been summoned back, and now it's gone.
Stand by.
Yeah, it's in the graveyard now, so it can't be returned to the field. Very important interaction to understand with SP Little Knight.
Thinking.
Does Pack not use the Emblo Whale? Or is it?
I don't think so.
I was like, there's no way. There's no way you go into Raging Phoenix over Amblo. Well, interesting. Well, that's something new. Oh, we got an update on the games. It looks like everyone on the blue side on the team was Pack, Hanze, and Sam won game one.
Doesn't look like Kamal's playing the whale either.
Interesting. It is hard to fit everything into the extra deck. You got to make some concessions.
Activate.
It's interesting to see Nightmare Phoenix in the extra deck, though,
Fuck.
and not Ambler Whale. But
It's got a lot of uses.
absolutely. But watching last week, it seemed like Ambler Whale was an integral part of what this deck was trying to accomplish.
I also tend to agree with that. Next up, Divine Temple of the Snake Eye is going to place a Snake Eye monster from the deck or hand into the spell and trap card zone.
There's only one player here, actually, in this particular matchup that's playing the Ambler Whale, and it's Jose.
Shout out to you, Jose. You're the real one.
He has 1-for-1 draw. It's 1-for-1 draw.
They need to play Ambler. How else am I going to be like, there she blows? It's one of my favorite extra deck monsters. But if they've established like a turn one play that they're going for and it doesn't include Amblo well, I can see them cutting it from the list. If they just found a different board. If they're always going to want to leave Flame Birds up on the field or something like that.
They're all playing pure Snake Eyes as well. Jose's the only one that's actually playing Fire Kings in his strategy. So they probably determined that it's an unnecessary piece to their puzzle based on the use of only the Snake Eye monsters and not the Fire Kings. Because they have access cards like Borreload Savage Dragon, which differentiates their deck because they have access to Jet Synchron.
Makes sense, makes sense. And now this is Kamal considering some options.
You have about 30 minutes left to get that QR card scanned and apply for the rescue.
You can tell they're in like this is when the play you have to actually start really thinking, because it's like you're doing your opening gambit and it's always like these plays in and out, you can play them really quickly. But when you get into these interesting situations, that's where you have to take a moment to consider your options. But we see that beautiful Hida, the Fire Charmer, coming down.
Packawat's graveyard is going to be filled with differing targets.
Plenty to choose from. Raging Phoenix doesn't have an on-field effect that will present any sort of disruption.
Thank you. I will declare Promethean Princess targeting Raging Phoenix and Hida.
All right, so he's going to try and use Princess to destroy both of these monsters.
Thinking on where I want to put. Yeah, obviously destroy both. I'm just thinking where I think I want it in the middle.
Now Hida's going to be able to resolve.
Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, targeting
Chainlink 3, targeting Divine Temple of the Snake
Ooh,
Eye.
cross
wow.
out Designator. Works really good to stop your opponent from preventing your turns, but in these mirror matches, it can be key to negate important cards like Divine Temple of the Snake Eye.
That's interesting. I wonder if he had Ghost Bell in his own deck. He has it in the side deck, but not having it in the main deck would mean that the last turn he wasn't able to use Crossout on the Ghost Bell. So it's interesting to see that Kamal has elected to put that card into his deck against Snake Eyes, but Pac may not have made that decision himself. Or he felt that it was just unnecessary to do so, and he was comfortable enough utilizing it as a defensive card, which we see here really comes into effect. So it looks like he searched an Ash with his Hida. When Hida is destroyed, you do get to search your deck for a fire monster.
With a low enough defense.
Yeah, of course. With all the Snake Eye monsters besides
Draw,
Flame
stand out
Merge.
main, enter battle phase attack.
Yeah.
I got it. All right.
Pack
let's
just
play.
goes straight to battle phase, takes out Kamal's last 1,500 points of life points he had remaining, and Pack is the winner. They are now up a game and only need to win one more game since both his teammates